Eddie should know better, but he don't, like, you know. He should, he just don't. You know. Eddie wants to be a child again, you know what I mean? Eddie, he don't want to die from sickle cell anemia. He don't want to die from being a preacher, goddamn, that's sleeping around. You know what I'm saying? Like Pastor McFarley. You know what I mean? Eddie don't want to leave like that. He don't want to leave as a guy that joined his children's enemies and trying to get rid of his children. He don't want to. He don't want to be a German. We're starting with the letter J. My name's not German. I'm not a German. I'm German. I'm Jimmy. Nevertheless, like him, I see Eddie got a whole lot going on, like him. But see, unless he can defeat the hands of his father, you know what I'm saying? He'll never know who his father is. You know, just like Joe Jackson. Joe Jackson don't have no idea what's going on. He just think he do. You know what I mean? He don't have no idea of the deal that his daddy made with the devil. He don't. He's clueless of it. I promise you. He don't have no idea. He don't even know who his daddy is. Like, it's just that sad. You know what I mean? But it's true. He don't have no idea who his daddy is. The only thing he's waiting on is somebody to tell him another revelation so he can add on to it. You know what I mean? Joe Jackson, he really don't know. He had to disappear because get what? Clive Davis came on like, goddamn it, I need my goddamn money. You know what I'm saying? If you don't come up with my money, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be Tito, Reby, or one of y'all motherfuckers finna go. And I already took Mike out, you know what I mean? Cause see, Clive, he ain't waiting on father time. He eliminating. Clive Davis is eliminating folks, you know what I mean? He ain't waiting on no court time. He don't want to negotiate. He like, either you give me some money, or I'm finna knock somebody off. That's how Clive Davis negotiates. It ain't no negotiation. They did Whitney and Bobby Christina. He did all of them like that. You don't come up with my money today, I'm gonna knock your ass off. You know? Cause he's an older guy, you know what I mean? And a lot of time, older guys, like, they don't have no time to negotiate. They looking at body counts. How many bodies can I get before I go? You know what I mean? How many people can I take with me? And I want them to leave and make a landing cushion, and when I fall, I have somebody to land on. A whole lot of them, you know what I mean? And that's how Clive Davis thinks. So I tell you, he told Joe, you know what I'm saying, it's either now or now, you know what I'm saying? If you don't pay me now, it's time for you to go now, you know what I mean? And that's how he did Joe Jackson, like, you know. So now I'm playing the father role for the Jacksons, you know what I'm saying? They don't really have a father figure. The Kardashians don't either, you know what I'm saying? They don't have a father figure, you know what I mean? Their father figure was Berry Gordy. Berry Gordy don't want to talk to nobody. Berry Gordy's around saying that his son is going to be the next goddamn Jeff Sessions or something like that. I don't know. But Berry don't have time to deal with them no more. I guess entertainment got boring to him. Sometimes entertainment, you know, when you finally have your own child, you know what I'm saying, that they don't steal and put on the sex trade market, when you can actually put your hands on it, and your wife stayed in there for 9, she didn't even leave, she stayed in that house. You know that's your baby. I'm talking about you started a business in your house and your wife been there the whole time. You had a maid to go out and get stuff for you. Like, goddamn it, it's a real child. It's a real child, I know it's mine. You know what I'm saying? And therefore, he left the entertainment and all that and stuff. He don't want to entertain. He don't want to scam folks. He want to raise at least one of his children. You know, finally had a boy, you know what I mean? Most guys that do that stuff, they don't have nothing but girls, you know. People that scam folks and, you know, they pimps and all that stuff, man, pimps don't never have no boys. They always have a whole lot of girls, you know what I'm saying? They'll never have no boys to raise, you know what I'm saying? They always end up being, you know, locked down and locked in, and they really don't have no real legacy that they can for sure say that they got a son that they done instructed on how it go. It's hard for them because they done tricked that many women out of their stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you trick women out of their stuff all the time, eventually they gonna trick you out of yours. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it go, like, you know. So a lot of pimps and gigolos and stuff like that, that's usually how they end off leaving here. You know, they end up with a real big back door, you know what I mean? Like, damn, you got plenty of backyard, man. And it's like a townhouse with nothing but backyard in it. You know, like, dang. You know, man. How did you, out of all people, end up with all that backyard behind that townhouse? I tell you, you could put another house behind your townhouse. Because when you roll down the street, you don't think nothing back there. You're like, damn, where's all the weight? You know what I'm saying? And all the weights is usually in the gigolo's backyard. You know what I mean? Because those women have found out, you know. Probably a lot of time they get you when you're drinking and, you know, strip club and stuff. They usually catch you when you ain't paying attention. You know what I'm saying? You're drunk, you're high, you know. You got an exotic transvestite in your lap, you know what I'm saying? And after a while, you don't even give a damn. You know what I'm saying? They didn't beat you down so many times. Goddamn, you don't care if it's a tranny or a goddamn homo. A lot of times, you just don't even care right now. Because that's how many times you played, folks, and they didn't start playing you. And next thing you know, you end up marrying a tranny. No, not a tranny, not somebody in training, no. You didn't train, not as somebody in training, no, a tranny. You know, you end up marrying a tranny. And you had to go to Maury Povich to find out that it was a tranny. You didn't know you didn't know at first, you know what I mean? Just like Stella, when she was getting her groove back, she didn't know that she married a woman, you know what I mean? But she did, you know what I mean? She was devastated, you know what I mean? Because she was around there preaching to Aretha Franklin. She was preaching to Whitney Houston. She was preaching to David Justice, Peace and Justice Museum, Halle Berry. She was preaching to all them women how it's supposed to go, because she was a strong woman, and that she was. She was just that strong that she married another woman that looked like a dude. You know what I mean? That's how strong she was, like, and she didn't even know it. She didn't even know how strong she was until she needed that man to perform some duties, and he didn't have any real muscles. Thank you for letting me tune in. Very sad, but it's very true. Like, and I know a lot of women are stuck in that situation. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women, they marry guys that go to the gym all the time. You know what I'm saying? They man go to the gym. I'm talking about, you look at that joker, you don't see nothing but goddamn, it look like twisted metal and steel and barbed wire. Trying to tell you. That joker can't even tie a shoelace, lady. That joker can't even turn around and pick the phone up. Now I tell you. I'm saying, now he don't have any flexibility. You know what I'm saying? You know, he can't get to all the corners in the room when he vacuum. You know what I'm saying? He just vacuum the middle of the floor and then he through. You know what I'm saying? He don't vacuum all the corners of the house. You know, he can't get in all the nicks and crannies. He can't get to it because he too focused on showing other guys how strong he is. You know what I mean? Like, damn, man. You sure do spend a lot of time showing other guys how strong you are. When you gonna get around to the women? You know what I mean? And he never really has time to. You know what I mean? He never really has time to get around to showing women how strong he is. And after a while, you don't use it. You don't have to lose it, but if you don't use it in some type of way, then you know it's gonna be just like you don't have anything. Because, and that lady, I seen the other day, them ladies had a vacuum cleaner competition. You know what I'm saying? Man, that dude just vacuumed just a little bit and he turned it off and he can't do it no more. He said he got too many reps doing that and he had to lay down and rest and exercise his mind or something. He had to go get a drink and go to the strip bar because, you know, vacuum just that one side, he had to sit down. He said, I'm tired as hell, man. And my trainer, he said his trainer told him after that many reps he needed to rest up and get a few breaks because his muscle tear down need to build back up. You know what I tell you. But, you know, a lot of women, she never told him that she done been in love with a man that can do it all the time she had to tell him she don't want no more, you know what I'm saying? And she had to put him on punishment and say he can't get none, you know what I'm saying? Because she said every time he go in there, he like a wild beast, you know what I'm saying? And she said she don't want to tell him that she done been in love for real before, you know what I'm saying? She said, you know, but she said he do his little dance and stuff like the Chippendales, and she said he don't do nothing else for probably 30 days, you know what I'm saying? Put on a real show. So all the football players come over, all the guys that run track and lift weights, said they be dancing their ass off, right? And then she said they don't do nothing else about 40 days. She said she can't find him, he can't he can't really do nothing. He be around there just talking about how they showed out that night at the game. And she said she forgets. She said she want me to tell. She said she watched it, but she want me to talk about it. She said, please tell me about it, because she said they danced and talk about that game, and they can't, you know. And she said she likes the way I elaborate, and you know, she said she liked the way I stretch it out, and you know, make it more than just the little 2 hours that they had together. You know what I mean? But their last lady, them, I tell you. It's sad, but it's true. And I'll tell you, I think I'm doing another book, and I'm gonna be talking about all my backstage girlfriends. Ooh, cause they the best one. You hate to tell your wife that your real woman is the backstage girls with the backstage hair. Those are my real wives. You know what I'm saying? Those are my real wives. Because the other trophy wife, you can't really do nothing to it. You know what I'm saying? If you do too much to it, you'll mess it up. You gotta just let her sit there and let people see her smile, and you know, put her hand in the air like she the queen or something. You gotta let her do that, and you know what I mean? And then she wants you to polish her and let her sit in the sun and glisten and stuff. But see, them backstage girls, I'm talking about they want to wrestle. I'm talking about they want to fight. They want to goddamn mud fight. They want to play and party. Sad but it's true, like them. They want to indulge in the goddamn beverages, any kind of party, any type of entertainment, just hanging out, all that. What's new? You know, they want to do all that stuff. Hang out, party, break the rules. You know what I'm saying? Go to daddy's house when he's not there. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Drive daddy's cars, drive his boat, anything, you know. Because they, you know what I'm saying, a lot of times they don't want to be the trophy wife. You know, they got just as much responsibility, just as much, ain't no different. They got just as much responsibilities and other things to do and obligations, just like the rock star. Right? Same thing, right? They got another concert to go to, you know what I'm saying? They got another concert to go to, another football game tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? They had my backstage girlfriend, they the real wives, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start calling them the real wives of San Diego. The real wives. I'm gonna start calling them. You know, because somebody have to tell you the truth, like, yeah, before you die, because a lot of people are dying, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm gonna tell you, a lot of women, they last wish is to know the truth, you know what I'm saying? They wanna know why you didn't choose them. And you have to, it's good to tell them, because they can take that last gasp, they can take it and relax, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, why won't that lady just fall off and die, man? Because she's still waiting on the truth. The Jehovah's Witnesses ain't telling her, you know? The Seventh-day Adventists haven't told her the truth yet, you know? Why did you choose that hussy? Why did you choose that heifer, you know what I'm saying? Because she doing what they do those gallops and stuff like that, gallop pose and stuff. See how many people like that hussy compared to you? You could have been the one, you know what I'm saying? And you'd be shocked to find out why they picked the hussy and not you. But when she finds out, she take that last breath, just like Alacare in Alabama Hospice. You know, a lot of people in the hospital, they don't know they're in the hospice department. So please go back to school and take that class. You need to take that health class to learn that you're not in the hospital. No, you're in the hospice department of the hospital. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know what that is. A lot of time when you're in the hospice, they put a little spice on your stuff to help you give up. You know what I'm saying? I got a little spice for this hoe. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they do it. You know what I'm saying? This hoe act like she can't give up. So what they do, you got those big booty nurses to come in there, and they put a little more spice to stop that hospital food from being bland. And eventually, you know, you lock up, and something gives up besides your other couple of senses that you got that won't let go. You know, I got something for this hoe. You know what I'm saying? And it's a little spice. You know what I'm saying? Put a little spice on it. Put a little Miss Dash on it, and that hoe will finally give up and get the hell out of there. You know what I'm saying? I need this hoe to get the hell up out my place. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of time they got a little spice to put on it, and eventually that hoe will finally get up out of there and leave. You know what I'm saying?